Got it.
3rd of October, Rabbi Levitt, Gemorrah.
All right. Okay, so let's see, where did we get up to over here?
Wrong.
We are okay. It's good we came on early so we could figure out where we're supposed to go from.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we started this sugya of it's on Pei Hey Ahmed base, all the way on the bottom of the page.
Hey. I'm in B. Okay, I'm there.
Right. So now we the sugya starts 4 lines from the bottom of the page with boy Rabba. Shevetz hapochat tato bedomim.
Got it.
Mahu. That was our question, and basically we're asking. The Gemorrah asks what exactly is the case that we're talking about, where there is where there's a temporary loss of value if he would be sold on the shuk, and in addition to the payment for workers' comp. Meaning, would there be a payment of nezek also in addition to the workers' comp, even though that payment of nezek is based upon only a temporary loss of value, and he's and we're assuming that he's going to fully healed, and he'll be his value will come back in a certain period of time. Oh, yes, that's what we were doing. We were trying to figure out what this word samsa means. Samsa yado. The Gemorrah asked, "Hey Chidami, what's the case?" Where we're presented with this question, and the Gemorrah said, "Kagon shehi ko al yado." He was struck on the hand, but samsa yado, and his hand was samsa, which we say became shriveled up, whatever you want to say over here. It contracted, and it's now not usable, but sofolaxor. But it's supposed to heal fully. What's the din in this case? What's the din? So the question. So let's go from there. The Gemorrah is now going to speak out. What are the two sides of the issue? So this is on. We got now down to the 3 lines from the bottom of the page, and it's 4 words from the end of the line. Roy, do you have the place?
I think so. Is it Heichi Dami?
Yeah, it's about 5 lines down from that, Roy. In the middle of the line, it says my.
Oh, I see. Right. May, what's the law in such a case? Kivan de sofo lachazor. Do we say that since its end is to return to full size and use, lo yahav le velo midi? The assailant does not need to give the victim anything for damage to the hand, or Dilma Ashata Mihas Afachase. Or perhaps now, at any rate, his value on the slave market is reduced, so that the assailant should be compensated for this loss. All right, the Gemorrah responds, Tashama, come and learn a proof from the following Mishnah, that an assailant is liable for temporary damage. Hamake aviv v'mo v'lau asa b'hen hebara. One who strikes his father or his mother and did not inflict a wound upon them, b'havaro b'yom hakafurim, and one who wounds his fellow on Yom Kippur. I'm turning over the outscore page. Chayiv b'kolo is obligated for all of them. That is, all 5 categories of payment. All right, this is 86A1 now, and 86. Hay la asaba chavora achi dami. Now, what is the case of this? The child that did not inflict a wound upon his parent. All right, so he hit him, but didn't inflict a wound. Lo kogen shahavihu al yado. Is it not the case where he struck the parent on his hand and it shriveled? But his end is to return to full health. Yet the Mishnah taught he is obligated for all of them, that is, for all the 5 categories of payment, which perforce includes damage.
So here we see that even though it's a case, the Gemorrah says on this case that the Gemorrah wants to say that it's talking about a case where the hand is going to fully heal. And nevertheless, we see that the Mishnah says, Hayv b'kulan, that the assailant is going to be obligated in all of the 5 payments for bodily injury. So therefore, that would be a proof that even though this case is a case where the hand is going to fully heal, nevertheless, and therefore he would be worth the same amount as he was before the accident. So therefore, we see that it must be that you do pay for temporary damage, for temporary loss of value. That's the Gemorrah's proof from this Mishnah over here. On further on Pei Zion. Okay. And now, what does the Gemorrah respond? The Gemorrah, let's see what the Gemorrah responds. Lou, you want to read what the response of the Gemorrah is?
Okay. Amrei, they said, Hachidami askinan. What are we dealing with here? Kagon shecher sho velo asa bo chabura. It's a case where he became deaf and there was no chabura, no wound. So notice this, the answer is that it's not what you're talking about. It's not a case of a shriveled hand. It's not relevant to our discussion. It's a different case where the reason it says that that he struck him and didn't make a wound is because he made him deaf, and there's no wound in that case.
Right. So here's a case where even though there was, right, the Gemorrah was assuming that since there was no chabura, since there was no wound, therefore it must be that the damage was of a temporary nature. The loss of value was of a temporary nature, and nevertheless there was a payment for nezek because it says chai b'kulon. On that, the Gemorrah says, no, that's not the case. The case, in fact, was that there was a permanent loss of value. The person became deaf, and that's a permanent loss. He's not going to regain his situation before the attack, and therefore, and even though there's no chabura, even though there's no wound, nevertheless, it's permanent. It's a permanent loss of value, and that's the reason why he's going to pay the assailant for nezek. But according to that, we have no proof from this Mishnah that temporary loss of monetary value would be payable as nezek. Okay, and now we're
We've got Rashis, or not worrying about the Rashis?
okay. So I mean, this is the second time we've done this, so
Yeah.
it's up to you. If you want to do the Rashis, we could do them. If otherwise, we can just do Chazorah.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Not that Chazorah is not to do the Rashis. I shouldn't say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If you want, we could do the Rashis. So we'll do the Rashis. Okay, so the Rashis start with all the way back on Pei Amid base. Sheves hapochachto pochatito v'domim. There's a long Rashi over here.
Shevis,
And yeah,
I see it.
see it, Roy?
Um,
It's about a little more than 10 lines from the bottom of the Rashis.
oh, yes. Oh, yes, I see it.
Okay, so please, Lou, read for us.
Okay, so Sheves ha pochataso midamim. So compensation. I don't know what pochato is.
Okay, that's from the word pachot,
Reduce.
to reduce, yeah.
Okay, so it's reduced from blood or from value? From value.
From his, right. That's right. Damim is value as well as being blood. Here it means value.
Hikahu maka
Sorry.
shehu tzarich lishbos mamlachaso v'sofo lios shelem bitechila ve'ein kan ella sheves aval pochto achshav b'damim she'im haya ba limchor achshav hayu damin pochtim. Okay, so he struck him so that he needed lishbos is a wound.
Lishbos, to cease from,
He needed
like
to cease.
like the word Shabbos, lishbos, to
Oh, Shabbos, right? Shabbos. He needed to cease from his work, and in the end, he was shalem. He was back to normal.
yeah, but so right. So for Leos Sholem Kivatchila.
Like he was in the beginning. And
Right.
it's not here. It's only uh, compensation, but the lessening now of his value. It's only compensation for the current lessening of his value. That if it was if there was in it a damage, now it would lessen his value. So I'm not sure exactly what I just said.
Okay. Let's see. We could make our way through this Rashi. He kom makish shehu tzorik lishbos mimalakto. He got struck, and he now has to cease from his work. The sofu lios sholem kavatchila, but in the end he's going to be sholem. He's going to be whole in his healing, kavatchila, like he was initially. Ve'ein kan ela sheves, and there's only the only clear loss that he's suffered is sheves, is loss of work. So on the other hand, though, Rashi says aval, but there is right now a lessening, a diminishing of his monetary value, in the sense that she'im haya bo limaker akshav, if he would go to be sold at this time when he has this makeh and he's not able to do any work right now, and his hand is incapacitated, afchas damov. Did I skip a line? Hayudama pochasin. If he would be sold right now, so then his value would he would fetch a diminished value right now. So that's the case.
Well, I don't get the but. Is he saying, but because his value is currently less, it changes something? He seemed to be saying so far that he only is entitled to workers' compensation.
Yeah, the only clear-cut loss is the workers' compensation, right?
Right, but there's also this other factor. Is that what he's saying?
He seems to be saying, but as though to say, there is another issue over here of temporary loss of value, such that if he would be sold in the shuk, he would not fetch the same value that he would fetch when he becomes healed. That's the aval. The aval is there's a bit of a proviso in regard to this, that we say that that the only clear-cut loss that he's sustained over here is workers' loss of work. So we're saying to that, but there's this other issue of the fact that he's not currently worth the same amount that he would be worth if he would be sold after his hand healed.
So I feel like Rashi is leaving us hanging. He's saying, but he's not coming to any conclusion as to what we do about the but.
Right, because Rashi, correct, because Rashi is going on the words of Rabba's question. Rabba said, boy Rabba, Rabba posed the following question. Sheves apochataso b'damim mahu. So this Rashi is just telling us what is this, what's the case over here of that Rabba is asking his question about. And what is the what is actually is this case that the Rabbi is asking about? He's giving a halachic. He's not telling us exactly what the facts of the case were. He's just saying that he was injured in the hand, and he's just giving a halachic definition of what the ramifications are. There's clear-cut payment of shevis. However, there's an issue over here in regard to his nezek payment, because the loss of value over here is only going to be a temporary one. In another X number of days or months, he's going to be fully healed, and presumably he would fetch the same amount as he would before the accident.
Gotcha.
So now in the next Rashi deals with the Gemorrah says Mahu. So that's the next Rashi.
Mahu, mechayev apachta damav dehashta o lo. So Mahu, what is it? Who is obligated for the reduction in value that is now or not? Is he obligated?
Right.
The reduction in value as it is now or not?
Right.
So I'm trying to find where this Mahu is in the Gemorrah.
Right after the words boy Rabba Shevis hapo chatato midam Mahu.
Right. Mahu, that's the end of Rabba's question. So Rabba is saying, if we have a case where there is a loss of employment due to a loss of value, which Rashi explains is a temporary loss of value, what is the law? And what is the law? He's clarifying and saying it's is there an obligation because of the current loss of value or not? In other words, do we just say that he gets paid workers' compensation and that's it? We ignore the fact that he temporarily became less valuable? Or no, we say that we're going to pay him workers' compensation and we're going to pay him something else because of his temporary loss of value.
Right. The fact that he cannot be sold for the same value that he's actually worth when he's healed. Maybe that's worth. Maybe that there's a payment for nezek in that case. There's no argument, but in regard to the fact that he is now not going to fetch the same amount in the marketplace. There's no that's a given. But the question is that since it's only a temporary loss of value in the marketplace, he's due to heal, and he'll fetch the same amount. But are we going to pay the guy for this temporary loss or not? So far, in other words, we've only dealt with cases where the hand got cut off or the leg became permanently incapacitated, and so the value that he's going to be sold now when he recuperates and is able to work is a permanent loss of value vis-a-vis what he was worth before the injury. But now Rab is now asking about this case. What about a temporary loss of value? Okay, and now, okay, so that's what the Gemorrah said. Hey, Kidomi, what exactly are the facts of the case that we have such a case like this? Tell me the case that there's a case like this. So the Gemorrah says, yeah, we have a case like this, that he hit him on the hand, and his hand is contracted, shriveled, whatever, but he's sofalachzor. It's going to, so even though right now his hand is it's as though it's cut off right now, but in X amount of time, it's going to be completely healed. So in that case, that's the case that we want to know. What's the din in regard to the payments? And we had two ways of looking at it. The first way was came into sofalaxor lo yahiv le below midi. Since he's going to come back to full capacity, and therefore there's no reason why he shouldn't fetch that same amount in the shuk. So there's for a temporary going down in value, just wait for your stock to go up. Don't worry about it. You didn't lose the money. Why should you pay him anything? Or maybe we say, no, hashta miha afchase. If he would need the money right now, if he would need to be sold right now, because the owner needs to sell him right now, and he's not able to do that for the price that he's really worth until he gets healed, so that's a loss to the owner, and that should be compensable. Compensatable. So those are the two sides of the issue. Okay. And we go on with the Rashi. We have a Rashi, Kaven to Sofalaxor lo yohivle.
Oh, you're skipping my favorite one, Tzamsa.
Oh, that was just a that was just hashkafa that we did that. We
right. That's where it says that the sinew got damaged. Right? Hagidin, the nerves.
Well, it was if you remember, it was if you look over there in the Gemorrah in Chulin, then nothing happened to this. We're talking about the sinews of the backside of the cow,
Right.
and so as far as we were able to understand from what Rashi said over there, this word that somet is like that's the place where things come together, like the intersection is at
Like the
somet.
junction. Right.
It doesn't really have anything to do with injury. So it's a bit yeah, anyway, that's that Rashi.
Okay.
It was a bit of a tzarech Ian, needs a little bit more research to why really my question would be, why is Rashi referring us to this Gemorrah in Chulin with the backside of the cow? The Baruch Hashem, the cow didn't get injured over there. Why is Rashi telling us it's similar to that word over there? What does that word have to do with being injured? I don't know. It needs more research. In fact, I have another note that says that in other places Rashi translated the word differently. This word that the Gemorrah uses over here. So
There's a
So
footnote here that says there's something in Aruch. I don't know what Aruch is.
yeah, that's a sefer Oruch.
Ah,
He's the dictionary of the Rishonim.
okay. All
They
right,
had
so
dictionary.
Kevan de Sofa Lachazor Lo Yahav Lay. Okay, so since in the end, it will return. Yahavle is the way it was, but what is this lo doing in here?
Lo Yahiv lei. He won't give to him.
Oh, he won't
we don't-
give to him.
Yahiv is to give.
Give. Okay, dame yado, the value of his hand. So Rashi's just clarifying what it is he's not giving to him.
Right. That's because that's really what the Nezek payment is for. Is for the loss of the hand. Now, is this called that the hand is lost? Well, it's lost temporarily, but it's not a permanent loss. So is that qualify as a payment for the loss of the hand, the value of the hand? That's the issue over here.
Right.
Okay.
Velo
Go on.
asa bahen chibura, and
Right.
he didn't make a what we call a wound. The ain
Right.
of lav chiyuv misa ad she yaaseh bahem chabura be'ilu hein hanichnakin. So he's not going to be chayav misa unless that he made a chabura. And with this, he enters hanich nakin. I don't know what's hanich nakin.
Okay, so that's the name of the parak. Elohein hanech nakin.
Oh, okay. That's just a book.
Those are
Okay.
the people that have the capital. There's 4 capital punishments, and one of them is chenek. So that's the Mishnah That's the parak over there. These are the ones that have the Mises Bezdin of Chenek. This is just the name of the chapter.
All right, so Rashi is just saying that he's not going to be chayav misa in a case where he didn't make a wound.
Right. With the case of the son striking the father.
Right.
Since there's no wound, there won't be any chiyuv misa. And why is Rashi interested in telling us that there's not a chiyuv misa over here? What's Rashi going into that for?
Well, that's a good question because it already says explicitly that there's no wound. So what do we care? I don't know.
Okay, so the reason why this point is important over here is because if there would be that the son made a chabura with what he hit the father, so then he's going to be chayav misa, and in that case, will there be any payment of nezek?
No.
No payment. Kimle b'derabamine. He's going to be judged with the misa, and he's going to be exempt on the monetary payments that pertain to that incident that he did over there. So that's why Rashi is pointing this out, and that's why the Mishnah over there is pointing out that he hit the father, but there wasn't a chabura, and accordingly, the Mishnah says chayav b'kulan. The son's going to be chayav in all 5 payments, right? Because if there would be a chabura, he won't be obligated in any one of those payments. He'll be chayav misa instead. Okay. So we turn the page.
It's clarifying the fact that he's not chayav misa because there's no wound.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right. That's what Rashi's saying. What Rashi's pointing out. What's the difference whether there was a chabura or not? What do we care whether there's a chabura or not? Rashi says, oh, we care a lot because there's not going to be, there won't be a chiyuv misa unless there's a chabura. And the upshot of that is that if he would be chayiv misa, there won't be any payments. There won't be any monetary payments to be made. Okay. Yay! We finished that page once again.
Hooray!
Okay. I think it took us half the time this time.
Yeah, but I think we understand it better. At least I understand it better now.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's what Chazor is for. So, so we still have Rashis to do. We still have Rashis to do. How far did we get over here? Oh yeah, we do. We still have Rashis to do.
Yeah, chayav b'kulan, obligated for all of them. We read that in the Gemorrah. Chamisha devarim. Oh, 5 things. The five payments. Just when it says all of them, what Rashi is saying? What does all of them mean? It means the 5 payments.
Right, and that means that it's including nezek. So we see over here, this Mishnah is talking about a case where he's chayav even to pay for nezek.
Right.
So if we can show that this case is a case of temporary loss of the hand, and nevertheless he's going to pay nezek, even though the loss of value sold in the marketplace is only temporary, that'll be a proof to Rabbi's question that yes, we do award payment for temporary nezek.
think our time is up.
Okay. Our time is up. Okay. Very well, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Bracha
Rabbi.
v'hatzlacha.
All right, thank you. See
All
you
the best.
tomorrow. Bye.
Ezrat Hashem. We'll see you tomorrow. And very good that you all wanted to do Rashi again. Not only the Gemorrah, but Rashi also.
We're a tough group.
Yeah. Okay. Have a great day to Lou and to Roy and to Alan.
Okay, have a good day.
Okay, see ya.